Departed the research lab. Departed the mansion. Moved Kabuto in box 2. Moved Coughing in box 2. Moved Raticate in box 2. Traded Coughing in exchange for Eric's Pidgey. And Eric saved the game at this location. They added this neat little feature for FireRed and Leaf Green. They ended up not adding it for any other Pokemon game, but it was still a neat little thing to add. I kind of wish they had added it for other Pokemon games. I just wish that I was showcasing it at a more exciting spot in the game where we had done a lot of crazy stuff out in the field. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's what we'll do after we, like, catch some wild Pokemon and go to wild locations. We'll do that. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pokemon FireRed. FireRed. Ooh. Okay. The team needs healing. I've got 2 Pidgeys from where I was doing some trading with Leaf Green. Okay, let's see. I will not be needing this Pidge. You can go. Bye, Pidgey. I hope and wish you have a wonderful life. I do want my Pokemon back in my party, though. We have quite the team that's going around for Pokemon Red. My first time breaking out of the whole blue line in the entire history of playing Pokemon on my channel to do a red version. And we have an interesting team. I hope it's a team everybody's can get on board with, you know. Hope everybody likes my team. You guys are better like my team, or else there'll be heck. Hey, I tell you, heck. Okay. Did I get the key? The door's locked. No, I didn't get the key. Pokemon Mansion. All right. So, Pokemon Mansion used to be where Gym Leader Blaine lived. Until there was a fire and they had to evacuate. Speaking of fire and evacuating, run, Vileplume. Oh no! Yeah, I can live with that. You didn't take any damage. I can live with that. We should probably move Vileplume out of the first slot. Yeah, that would make the most sense to me. So, in the Pokemon universe, there are conflicting stories as far as the origin of Mewtwo is concerned and Cinnabar Island. Like I said, you have the Pokemon Mansion here. And there are going to be reports. We're going to read the reports today, but they conflict with what we know about Mewtwo being genetically created in a lab using DNA from Mew. I don't want to use a repel, though, because I do want to catch the wild Pokemon that we're missing. Who wouldn't? Youngster Johnson. Go Gyarados. So, in the anime side of things, Giovanni, being the leader of Team Rocket, his whole lot in life is wanting to amass wealth, power, maybe even power over anything else. Wealth is power, so he wants that too. He wants the most powerful Pokemon that ever lived. Unfortunately, Pokemon doesn't work that way. It's a very balanced ecosystem in nature, with no one Pokemon really being stronger than another, if you know what you're doing. But he set out on an expedition. Went to South America in search of rare Pokemon. Now, in the anime, they find a fossil of Mew, but they don't find Mew. In the games, they straight up find Mew. How they obtain and capture Mew, the game doesn't say. But they used the DNA from Mew to clone Mewtwo. However, the journals here in this building say that Mew gave birth and that Mewtwo had vicious tendencies and could not be controlled. So that's about as far as my knowledge goes. I don't really know, anything more than that kind of on the surface information. Unfortunately, I'm not a super fan that dives in, I don't do deep dives on the internet and read lore posts for hours on end. Despite my username, I really don't typically do that with stuff, not even my Jurassic Park stuff. So I don't know. But we can kind of piece it together as we go today. As we read the journals, we'll discuss it further. Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to play this game with my back. I'm going to nip this in the bud right now. Nope. I'm not. I have 2 different back scratchers at my disposal. But we're not playing this game. I don't know why my back always waits until I sit down at my desk to get some work done to want to go itchy. Is it my chair? Dancing bee emote. Hello. What do you mean can't escape? I beg your pardon. There's a lot of Raticate in here, though. I really don't want to have to run into them every 2 seconds. Fine. Actually, I should probably heal. You know what? Let me start using up some of these super potions. There we go. Because it's time to switch over permanently to hyper potions. Son of a bitch. Dun, 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 dun. Protein. Raticate. Level 36. Oh my jeebus. You are a strong one, aren't you? Okay. If it's pursuit, why does it go first? There are a lot of crazy fan theories on the internet too. There are fan theories about Ditto and how Ditto might be a failed Mewtwo clone experiment. I don't think that's the case at all. Like literally at all. I do not get on board with that fan theory. I think Ditto's just Ditto. I think nature's full of its own quirks without needing everything to be man's. Legendary Raticate. Yeah. Very well, buddy. Oh no, my repel wall. Gonna be another legendary Eradicate. Well, at least I cut its attack in half. You butthole. It was holding a berry? Sorry, what are you sorry about? What? Oh, okay. You like the theory? Well, I didn't say you couldn't like it. I just said that I don't like it. Because Ditto existed, like, long before they tried to clone Mewtwo, you know? Like, you had Ditto and Ancient Hisui, didn't we? Like, Ditto's been around for a long time. Ditto predates Mewtwo. So... otherwise, I'd say it's a good theory. That's what we call a coincidence. The fact that they had the same color palette on their shinies. Well, color palettes plus their shiny color palette. I don't know. Fan theories can be fun. It's just... I can't get on board with the Ditto one because Ditto's like so much older than them trying to clone Mewtwo, you know? He was already around. Why does Slam keep missing? Oy. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a fanboy at the end of the day. See, I want to find all the items. Zinc. Here we go. July 10th. We christen the newly discovered Pokemon Mew. I think we're reading these out of order, aren't we? Uh-oh. I'm just going to pop a max repair. There we go. July 5th. Guana, South America. A new Pokemon was discovered deep in the jungle. Ooh, there's an item up there. More Eradicate. More of you. Ma. Oh, we need to heal that Gyarados. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm tired of Eradicate popping out at us. Oh, I'm gonna put Charizard up front. Way I can run around freely. Whew. Well, these machines still seem to be running. Why? February 6th, Mew gave birth. We named the newborn Mewtwo. See that? I'm wondering if that's a translation thing. When you say gave birth, do you mean like it gave birth to a new era of Pokemon? Like you took its DNA and you created Mewtwo in a lab, and that kind of like metaphorically gave birth. I don't know. I don't know. I it's conflicting stories. This place is like huge. It's quite a few artificial Pokemon. Yeah, it's true. You have Magnemite, Magneton, Voltorb, Electrode, Porygon. Ditto could be. But again, you got to get past that hurdle of like, how do you explain Ditto existing before Mew and Mewtwo? Or Mewtwo, rather. The discovery of Mew, I should say. I just realized that's a fire Pokemon we're trying to take down with Vileplume. I might better do this. Grimer and Muck showed up post-industrial age of man. Same for coughing and wheezing, actually. No, not full restore. You think he's a failed Mewtwo? Okay. But you still got to explain to me how he existed thousands of years before Mewtwo did. Like, you got to get past that hurdle. Come on, Gyarados. Damn it. Now, how did Surf not take out Ninetales? All right. Okay. Enough of this. Full restore. Time travelers. So how do you explain there being millions, Ditto, globally? 2. I guess they created maybe they created a handful and then they just kind of duplicated and reproduced on their own in the wild. I don't know. Shit. This Raticate's gonna make me. It's gonna. I was about to say it's gonna force my hand. She gonna force my hand, brah. God damn it. Well, shit. Okay, now we... Boom. My mentor once slipped here. I bet he did. Oh, I bet he did. Oh, perfect matchup. And flamethrower. Oh, well, then, you know, that settles it. That's straight from the horsey's mouth. Oh, yeah, to answer your question in the Discord, yes. I did get the missing bottle in Majora's Mask. I now have all 6. We literally have nothing left to do but to do the last temple, and then it's all night Donkey Kong. We could go get some more heart pieces if that's a thing everybody wants to do. Probably couldn't hurt to hunt down some more heart pieces, because we've only started the 2nd row of health. Might be a good idea. Although I'm pretty confident we got this. I don't think it'll be too... I don't think we really need them necessarily. Because we did find all the fairies in each dungeon. So we were able to get the bonuses, like the extra magic meter, the extra protection around the health, the extra sword spin attack. We were able to get all of the upgrades. We got every item as far as I know. We did the Skulltula houses. We did pretty much everything except find all the heart pieces. We thoroughly cleared everything. To my knowledge. Alright, enough of this guy. Crap, now we gotta battle this guy. There shouldn't be anybody in here, but there are. There are people in here, Mr. Scientist. Crap. Get him, Charizard. Blow him away, flamethrower. Burn him. Get him. Get his ass. Burn him up. Wheezing. Ooh. I finished season 2 of Primal last night. I do need to go back and finish Samurai Jack. I'll probably start from the beginning of Samurai Jack because I remember nothing. But I also need to watch season 3 of Primal. It's my new favorite show right now. I did watch the 4-episode little mini-series Return of Malcolm in the Middle, and that might be the best television I've watched in the past 20 years. Like, nothing that you're watching these days is going to compare to how fucking good that Malcolm in the Middle mini-series was. Everybody came back just spot on. It's like nobody missed a beat. It was just chef's kiss. Perfect. So perfect. And I really love Primal. It's scratching an itch that's been itching for a long time. The other day I started to buy a game called Path of Titans, but it was like, well, you can't use your card for this. So I got to figure a way around it. Sometimes that happens. You ever try to buy something from a website that's not like specifically Amazon or Walmart or eBay or whatever, and it's like, you can't use your card for this. My card got blocked, so I just probably have to buy one of those little prepaid cards from Walmart. I don't know. But Path of Titans is it's an MMORPG. It's not officially on Steam. You buy it through their website, and you hatch as a baby dinosaur, and you just live your whole life as a dinosaur. You go around hunting, killing, or if you're an herbivore, just feeding. Um, Coffee. Oh, you watched it last night too? It did feel a little short. It really did. But they said that if it's successful, they might do more. I hope so. That would be great. I've almost... What am I doing? Eric, fucking focus. Jesus. I've been working on... my brain's having a moment. You've only seen the Primal shorts. It's really good. You should watch the whole thing. The Diary, September 1st. Mewtwo is far too powerful. We have failed to curb its vicious tendencies. So he was vicious from right out of the gate. Yeah, Mewtwo in the anime comes off as like an angsty teenager. Like, you know, he has an existential crisis on his hands. Like, who am I? Why do I exist? Why did you make me? Oh, you made me just to be a weapon and a tool and a slave? Well, I'll show you. Mewtwo had a pretty good story arc, though. The games don't really give you much, you know. Ooh, you get some little journal entries to read here, and then you catch them in Cerulean Cave. I watched the first couple episodes of The Testaments, the follow-up series to The Handmaid's Tale. I think I've spent too much time in that universe. It kind of makes me nauseous every time. It's scary because it could happen. And then I've been watching season 2 of Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. I don't know. I like Godzilla, but the current Godzilla universe they got going on, like on the American side, the Godzilla 2014 universe, I really haven't been, I couldn't get super into it. They didn't show the monsters enough. Too much human crap. I don't care about the human crap. You know, if I were going to watch Godzilla movies with human stories, I'd watch the original Japanese movies that were probably a little more well written than the Hollywood fluff. But season 1 was kind of a slog to get through. Season 2 is still a slog, but it's a little less of a slog to get through, so a little bit more manageable. I'm willing to sit through all the boring human crap just for glimpses of my monsters or kaiju or titans, as they call them. But yeah, that Malcolm in the Middle 4-episode miniseries, my God, that scratched such an itch. Ooh, it was good. And I had just been complaining recently, too, that there was nothing worth a damn on television to watch. Like, I watched the entire first 2 or 3 seasons of the new Pokemon anime, Horizons. It was good. It's just, I've aged out of it. I don't care for the Pokemon anime anymore. They fucked up by not aging Ash, and then they fucked up even further by making it 30 years, you know, waiting 30 years to let him be a champion at something. By the time it happened, we were all like, golf clap, you know? It should have happened 20 years ago. Or 30 at this point. But, no, Horizons, it's okay. I'm not going to shit on Pokemon Horizons. It's just, I'm not the target audience. So while it was good and I liked it, I have no intentions of watching it past the new stuff they're doing. You know, I'm not going to keep watching it. They haven't made a Pokemon movie in a while, though, which is crazy to me. I don't know what they're up to. Holy shit, Charizard fainted. You know you're in trouble when Charizard goes down. Okay. Get him, Raichu. Yeah, good luck using rollout. Oh no, not rollout. Whatever will I do? How will I ever survive? Boost scientist. Now, do I need to hit this right now or wait? Blizzard. Okay. Hold on just a minute. Let me see. We have Gyarados can learn it, and Dragonair can learn it. Yeah, I don't think they've made a new Pokemon movie since they wrapped up the Ash storyline. I don't know. The anime strictly exists to advertise the games and facilitate the desire in people to buy plushies and stuff. You know, and the games are all like the games come first. They're where they always premiere the games first. They release the new Pokemon through the game. Then the games fuel the anime, and the anime fuels the toys and the merchandise. And it's kind of a perfect circle that the Pokemon Company has going on with merchandise and games and stuff. But that formula has kind of crumbled in on itself. At this point, Pokemon cards have become something completely different from what they used to be. They've taken a very sinister turn these days. The anime, nobody's watching the anime. The game sales are still pretty high despite the game's quality being ass. I don't know. Pokemon's future is one that's kind of a little up in the air to me, and I think I talked about this not too long ago, either on these episodes or maybe in another game we were playing. Pokemon does have a shelf life. It's just up until now, it's been it survived every time that it should have went under. And that is a testament to how great Pokemon has been, but it's not doing so hot lately. Like when I go out, I just don't even I've completely given up on Pokemon Go. It's been a train wreck for over 5 years, and I just don't feel like touching it anymore. Let's see. We could teach Solar Beam to Vileplume. Ooh, you know what? No. I tell you who we're gonna teach Solar Beam to. The fuck you mean he can't learn Solar Beam? You learned it in Red, Blue, and... Oh, fuck off with this. Tell me why Charizard can't learn Solar Beam? He used to be able to learn Solar Beam. That's some fuck shit. I'm getting out of here. I need to go heal my team. Can't learn Solar Beam. My ass. I'll go to the internet. I ain't playing this game with you. In which games can Charizard learn Solar Beam? Generation 4 onward. Damn. We're one generation too early. See, I was sitting here thinking it was going to be like Heart Gold and Soul Silver forward. Yeah. Shit. You little shit stain. You little whore. Okay. Cinnabar. So we can answer these quizzes and save our energy to fight the gym leader. Or we could fight the trainers and skip the quizzes. Or we can do both! Caterpie evolves into Metapod. Yes, that's like a no-duh. And then I'm going to fight Mr. Man. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You're going to have coughing, aren't you? Oh, no, he is Growlithe. Okay. We might be good. Get him. Oh, damn. It also has Intimidate. Mutually assured intimidation. Why is Water Pulse and Surf not taking these fire types out like immediately in one hit? That's what I'd like to know about it. See? Ninetales. Come on, buddy. You can pull through. And boom. See, that should have done more. You're being weird. I tell you what was the weirdest thing in the world to me, and we've probably talked about this on the show before. Why did they make those? Why did they make? I think they made two. I could be wrong. It may have just been the one. Why did they do that Ash reboot universe? Remember they redid Ash's story not too long ago? They did like a Pokemon movie where Ash gets Pikachu, but it's different. His hat logo's different. He doesn't travel with Brock and Misty. It's very weird, and I don't understand why that exists. I don't get that. And we're just kind of tearing through here with Gyarados. Now there are two trainers in this room as opposed to one. But we're still going to do the questionnaire. Damn. They had to squeeze the character for all his work before extinguishing him. I wouldn't doubt it. It's just weird to me, though. Nine badges. No, there are 8. But I'm still going to battle this jabroni right, y'all. Super Nerd Avery. Oh yeah. Dragon Rage. I can't use Blizzard on a fire type. That is going to come in handy at the Pokemon League, let me tell you. I was thinking about this. Claire was the first Dragon Gym Leader. Then you had... I can't remember his name. The 8th Gym Leader in the Unova region. The big guy. Muscly McMuscles and mustache. He was a dragon type user. Of course, it was Iris. If you played the like, I think it was him in black and Iris in white, unless I'm remembering that wrong. Of course, she was Pokemon League champion in black and white too. I think. Yeah, because was it Alder the champion in the first black and white? Yeah, I love that too. That was really cool. They introduced Pichu and Kangaskhan. That was a sweet story. I enjoyed that. Was that in the main timeline or was that in the timeline B, for lack of better explanation of what to call it? To the skis. Yeah, I don't know either. But it was still a wonderful story and I loved it. Little old Pichu and Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan. These Growlithe keep cutting my attack. And you cut that out. You only watch random episodes? Yeah, I didn't watch them all either. Poliwag evolves 3 times. No, it evolves twice. That's a trick question. They're not asking how many evolutions it has. They're asking how many times Poliwag can evolve. Which, regardless of whether it evolves into Poliwrath or Politoed, that's still only 2 evolutions. Holy crap! Not my Dratini! Okay. You're going to regret that. Surf? You're faster than me. I don't like that. Stupid burglar jerk. No good jerk ruining my... I don't feel like going all the way back to the Pokemon Center, so we're gonna do this. An electric move effective against ground type Pokemon. No, they are not. In any way, shape, or form. Unless you're Ash and you cheat. He got his badge from Brock because he set off the sprinkler system in Brock's gym, soaked Onyx with water, then electrocuted him. Well, not electrocuted him, shocked him. I'm trying to change that little habit. Electrocuting someone means that they died. Hence the cute part. Execute. Electrocute. Getting shocked and electrocuted are two different things. I'm trying to break the habit of not using it correctly. Anywho, yeah, he zapped Onyx after it was doused in water. He cheated. Who has a new Evo? What? Oh, like Onyx? Yeah, they did this weird thing with FireRed and Leaf Green that a lot of us thought was kind of silly. If you tried to trade an Onyx to evolve, Poliwhirl, yeah. Pokemon that got evolutions in Gen 2, they were blocked in FireRed and Leaf Green until after you got the National Pokedex. Or beat the Pokemon League. One of the two or both, I can't remember. So I'll give an example. Let's say that I want to trade with Leaf Green, but I haven't beaten the Pokemon League in FireRed yet. But I have beaten the Pokemon League and got the National Dex in Leaf Green. Leaf Green will not let me send over any Johto or Hoenn Pokemon at all. It will block it in the trade room. And let's say that we catch a Zubat, evolve it into Golbat, max out its happiness, and try to evolve it into Crobat. It'll say, what? Golbat stopped evolving, even if you don't press B at all. It's very weird and off-putting. But they wanted to stay true to the original feel of red and blue, so they programmed these games that way. So I couldn't evolve for I couldn't evolve Poliwhirl for Politoed, even if I want to. Oh, what was the quiz question? Oh, the quiz question was how many times can Poliwhirl or Poliwag evolve? So even still, it would be 2 either way, because Poliwag evolves once into Poliwhirl and again into Poliwrath, or it evolves once into Poliwhirl and then again into Politoed. So the answer is 2, no matter which way you slice it. Get it right and open the door. They try to get you Pokemon of the same kind of level are not identical. See, they phrase them weird to try to throw you off. Now, I answered these questions wrong a lot as a kid because of the way they're phrased. Like I said, Poliwag has 3 evolutions beyond itself. So you would want to say 3 instead of 2. Just your brain immediately answers 3. Which would be incorrect. They knew what they were doing with them quizzes. Devious. Absolutely ridiculously devious. Growler. Well, at least Dragonair's training is going very well, I would say, wouldn't you? We're doing pretty well by Dragonair. I think we're raising her to be quite the outstanding young lady. Damn it. Except for Slam missing so much. There we go. Move your bitch ass. Just one guy left before the gym leader. Tombstoney? No. I don't remember what TM28 is. Dig, I think? Or is that TM29? I don't remember. I'm getting older. I don't remember so well. Fire is weak against H2O. Well, no shit. Go, Gyarados. Get him. Get him, boy. Well, get him, girl. You know what? I will switch out. I'm going to go Charizard. Because we're almost to level 40. And that would be nice. Grudge, huh? Interesting. Okay, yeah, let me go heal up. Some people might say that it's a cheap shot to go heal before fighting the gym leader. I think it's fair. I mean, I've been through all these gym trainers. I want to face the gym leader at my full, potential. Not when I'm weak and worn out. That's just silly. Because the gym serve as boss fights, Since it's not a traditional game, gym leaders are bosses. Now. Let's have some fun. Let's fight us a gym leader. Get him on the run. Who am I going to send out first? Gyarados it is. Let's do this. Go, Gyarados. All right, Surf. He will have the level advantage over us, so we're going to have to, be on guard. He's going to heal up. Hit him with Water Pulse. There's a small chance we could paralyze or confuse. Now we'll finish things off with Surf. Way to go, Gyarados! Needs Same strategy. Water pulse first to weaken it. Surf to finish. Oh, snap. Bounced off my dome. Okay. Surf. I did a lot of damage too. Yeah. Rapid dash. I'm going to try a little different strategy here. Gyarados, return. Raichu. Get him. Perfect. Oh, I thought for sure he was going to spring up in the air. Smack. No! Not a direct hit. Hey, that didn't do as much as I thought it would. Sweet. Good way to hold your own, Raichu. You really are using up a lot of those fire blasts there. Ooh. Raichu, return. Damn you. Your foe's weak. Get him, Pidgeot. Oh, we don't have quick attack. Ah, shit. Hyper potion, bitch. Fine. From the sky. Ooh, thank goodness it wasn't fire blast. Smack. Arcanine. Arcanine. Pidgeot, come back. Go, Dragonair. I'll do my best, but I think I might eat shit on this one. Use Attract. Alrighty. I'm gonna go with Max Potion. Okay, he's still gonna hit me. Oh no, shut me up. Dragon Rage, Dragon Rage. Ah, big scary dog monsters in love. Well, that was nothing. You must have a lot of HP. Damn. It will recoil though, I'll take it. We still have to contend with Magmar, I think. And we're getting into a tricky spot here. Dragonair, good job. You held your own out there, but I need you to rest. Pidgeot, you're up. Aerial Ace. Ah, damn. All right, Pidgeot, good job. Come back. I see no other alternatives here. Gyarados, go. That helps. But we're also going to need to do this. A little touch up here and there. That's not going to hurt much. I hope. Ooh, okay. Not a ton. Water Pulse. Just Fire Blast after Fire Blast, man. Get him. Good job, Gyarados. Hey, he didn't use Magmar. Where's Magmar? You're supposed to have used Magmar. What? Okay. See, I guess that's where the anime gets you all screwed up, because in the anime he used Magmar. I could have sworn he was gonna use him. Well, la-ti-da. Boom indeed. That's how you do it. We have a lot of good TMs we haven't taught anybody. Gyarados can learn Fire Blast. Oh, I'm burping. Well, folks, that's 6 of the 8 badges. We kind of got them a little out of order, but that's okay. I think we do need to go deal with the Team Rocket nonsense, though. Now, there's a key difference here between FireRed, Leaf Green, and then the original Red and Blue and Green. When you defeat Blaine here, Bill shows up. This didn't happen in the original games. You can say no, and he'll put a pin in it for now, which is what we're going to do, so that we have a more retro classic experience. We are going to go heal, though, because yikes. Now, Bill will wait patiently here at the Pokemon Center, so you could go with him now, and you'll just go to the Sevi Islands and play around and do a mission or two, and then you'll come home. It's nothing we can't wait until later to do. It's not critical at all. But we have an entire route of trainers that we skipped just to come down here. So we're going to fight them as we head back towards Pallet Town. Then, next time, we'll have to deal with Team Rocket, Saffron City, and then we can battle Sabrina. Get our missing badge. All right, Vileplume. You really couldn't help me too much back there, but that's okay. That's understandable. You would have been wiped out in that fire gem, buddy. But you can help me out here on the waves. War Turtle. Original, FireRed, or Pokemon Let's Go? That's a tough ass question. For me, it's got to be the original. I definitely think FireRed and Leaf Green are definitive editions. I think they're nice. I think they fit in well with a more modern timeline. But nothing beats that old school black and white, monochrome, red and blue with all of its 8-bit charm, graphics, the sounds, Pokemon designs, the bugs, the glitches. Now, unlike some people on the internet who shall not be named, Joe Merrick, Sarah B, I actually really liked Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. They hold a very special place in my heart, but they are not going to be my favorites by any means over the originals. Now, I will say that I think I like Let's Go Pikachu better than Leaf Green and Fire Red. I will be as ballsy to go that far. I love those games. I don't know why other people don't. I'm lying. I know why they don't. It's the catch mechanics. I get it. But you can just ignore all that. Like when I played through it, I didn't get up and stand in the middle of my room and say, Pokemon Go, like a dork. I sat here holding a Joy-Con in my hand and just barely flicked it. Because I'm a grown-ass adult that knows how not to have a hissy fit over stuff on the internet. It's not that big a deal. I will say I was really hoping we'd get a Let's Go Johto, but I don't think those games did what they had hoped they would do. You know, because originally their big idea was that they were trying to get people who had never played Pokemon in their life, but had started with Pokemon Go, to come over to the Nintendo side and play things over here. Which was stupid. That was never going to work. That was like the dumbest thing I think they've ever done. That's not how anything works. That is not how reality works at all. People play Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go was fun and great. It got you out of the house. You were able to socialize and catch Pokemon. It was fun. But it was also very much a product of its time. Like, Pokemon Go died with the pandemic, and it's never been the same since. But I do think very highly of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I think they're fantastic games, and I think that they're underrated, and I think people should give them a chance. Now, as far as FireRed and Leaf Green, they're standard run-of-the-mill Pokemon games. You know, I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're the best. I don't know. But nothing's going to beat that charm of the original, you know. And it could just be me, and it could just be my age. I don't know. But like the same could be said with Super Mario. Like, I think the consensus is with 3D Mario games, I think the internet has at least said that Mario Odyssey is the definitive 3D Mario experience. It's the best of the best of the best, and you can't get better than Mario Odyssey. See, that's where I disagree completely with everybody. Now, Nintendo seems to think that Mario Galaxies 1 and 2 are the definitive Mario 3D experience. And I also disagree with them. Anytime that I have an itch to play one of the 3D Mario games, I'm not running back to Galaxy. I'm not running to Odyssey. I'm going straight to Mario 64. And again, it could just be nostalgia goggles have a hold on me. I don't know. But I'd much rather play Mario 64 than play the other Marios any day. Mario Sunshine doesn't even register on my radar because it was Mario Sunshine. I don't hate Mario Sunshine. As a matter of fact, I really love it. I think it was very unique and unlike any of the other titles. I loved the music. I loved the aesthetic of all the stages and the world building. I loved every bit of it except for how hard it was. It's too hard. I recently learned of a thing on YouTube called How Not to Play, which apparently has become really popular as a series on YouTube. You know, you have your Let's Plays like what we're doing here now. You have a new genre now called How Not to Play. And it's somebody who'll sit down and play a video game and be really, really terrible at it. And I think that my Mario Sunshine playthrough is a prime contender for How Not to Play. Now, I do finish 99% of games that we play on this channel. I finished every major series that we started, at least. Major series, mind you. Some things have fallen by the wayside, but nobody's going to finish 100% of stuff. But, I guess the same could be said, like, with the Mario 2D games, too. Like, Nobody is, when you think Mario 2D games, I'm going to go back and play Super Mario World. That was my favorite. I might every once in a while revisit the original 3, but who's running to New Super Mario Brothers first? You know what I mean? Those games weren't good. They weren't bad, but they were just... How do I explain it? They were the bread of Mario games. It's technically food. It technically has vitamins and minerals in it. But it has no condiments, no meats, nothing. Those New Super Mario Brother games were very safe approaches to the Mario formula. Where they really shined is when you had 2 or 3 other friends to play it with you, and it was total chaos. But those kind of little moments were great, but not so much with single player. But I don't know how I got off on Mario when you asked about Pokemon. That's my bad. I guess I just had that on my chest for a while. Alright, Vileplume is now level 35. I watched a video on YouTube not too long ago where they talked about, the guy talked about how underrated Super Mario 3D Land was, and I think I agree with him. I love Super Mario 3D Land. That was the one that came out on towards the end of the run of the 3DS, I think, and it really didn't sell well. I love that game. I'm sad it didn't do better on the market. Ooh, Aurora Beam. I hope we get to see the Aurora when we go to Iceland. It even feels different playing it on a PC and not with the old friends. Yeah. It does. Not protect. Yeah. There are some things in life, not to be a downer, but there are just some things in life that once they've come and gone, they're gone forever. You can go back to a place you've been. You can replay a game, rewatch a movie, but it's never going to be quite the same. You know what I mean? Sitting around and playing the games you played as a child, as an adult, it's not going to hit the same. You're not the same human being, and it's not fun like it used to be. But I still wouldn't give it up. I'm pretty happy that we have ROMs and emulators. Could you imagine a world where ROMs and emulators were never a thing? And we were like stuck relying on Nintendo and their like terrible eShop and Switch Online service? There'd be a lot less Let's Plays in the world, I tell you that. Do you know how many millions or hundreds of millions of Let's Plays exist on YouTube? Just because people have access to ROMs and emulators? I mean, I guess 100 millions is a stretch, but you know what I mean. This stank bitch. Quit using protect. Yeah. The eShop was not great. I used to complain about the eShop because we were paying money for games we had already bought once before. You know, I had already bought that NES cartridge or that SNES cartridge. I had already bought that GBA game. Why was I having to buy it again? It didn't make sense and I didn't like it. It was a cynical cash grab. Then when they announced the Switch Online, I thought, okay, that might work out a little bit better because you're not paying for each individual game. You know, as long as you have your Switch Online service, which that's a whole other conversation we're not going into right now, but as long as you have the Switch Online service, you could play the NES and SNES stuff for free. Then when they announced N64, they were like, we're going to double paywall this bitch because fuck you. We know you'll buy it anyway. ROMs and emulators. They could suck a dick. I'm gonna chase this guy down. Two. Yeah, Cedra. Okay. Yeah, see, it was a good thing we decided to tackle this water route after all, because this is a lot of good XP that we've skipped just trying to get down to Cinnabar Island. And then, of course, we'll have to come back down to Cinnabar and go east and battle all the people on the water route there as well. We're not doing that today, but it is something we need to do. Tentacruel. I will switch, actually. But I will say, you know, I've been a Nintendo fanboy my entire life. I mean, look at what shirt I'm wearing today. But now Nintendo has finally reached a point where they're not in that can do no wrong territory that they used to be when I was younger. You know what I mean? I don't defend them to the death like I did when I was young. For one, I just don't want to simp for multi-billion-dollar corporations or any corporation anymore for that matter. But number two, Nintendo is... they're not the same company they used to be. We lost Iwata. We lost what made Nintendo Nintendo. We're all just kind of stuck, you know, with these subpar games that are kind of a slap in the face, if I'm being completely honest. We've had no new F-Zero, no new Star Fox, no new Punch-Out, no new Mario in a while. Well, no new 3D Mario. I don't like the direction the Zelda games have gone in, but that's a matter of personal opinion. That you can't really count that. Pokemon games are completely ass now and terrible. Metroid Prime 4 was a huge colossal clusterfuck. And that turned out being a huge disappointment. Mario Kart 9 was a huge disappointment. The Switch 2's price point was a huge disappointment. The hardware in the Switch 2 was kind of a huge disappointment. Yeah, no. Nintendo has definitely seen better days. They're not in good shape right now. They're having a modicum of success with these Mario movies, but that is short-lived. I promise. Based on my 40 years of entertainment industry history, I am telling you that's not going to last. I'd love to be wrong. There's a pretty good chance I'm probably wrong about that, but again, I've spent my entire life, you know, as a fat nerd behind, you know, a monitor with video games and TV shows and movies and stuff. So I feel like if anybody is going to know what they're talking about in this situation, it would be me. Just based on my personal experience. Shit. God damn it. All right, well, this is annoying. Is this a wild battle? It is a wild battle. But yeah, no. Kind of talked myself out of being completely honest. We need a new topic. let's roll out a new topic. What can we talk about? Golden. We'll switch to Raicha. To good old Raicha. I don't know, Nintendo is my world. Well, your world is crumbling. Although, the irony behind what I said is not lost on me, as the actual world is crumbling. Goddamn, how many Seeking does this guy have? Just end it already. Good lord. Mister, you have way too many fish. Okay, so you're the last trainer on this route. Thank God. Last one, folks, and then we can call her a day and go home. Oh my God, he has 6. Oh no, is this the 6 Magikarp guy? Oh no, there's one in every game. I think we might have found the 6 Magikarp guy. Well, how fitting for our, based on the conversation we were having. You know, a lot of people think the indie games are the future pretty much. And I'll be completely honest with you, I tend to agree with you on that, or agree with them on that, rather. Indie games have really been just some of the best experiences that you're going to find in the gaming industry. One of the biggest mistakes that the gaming industry made over the past 20 some odd years was assuming that straight dude bros were the only people playing video games. That's why you saw such huge successes with Halo, Call of Duty, that kind of stuff. Like remember the very butch, manly era of the 2000s where everything was Red Bull and Monster Energy drinks and Xbox, or PlayStation. Now, if you go over to Twitch or YouTube or anywhere else, those people have fallen on hard times. Do you know how many times I go over to Twitch to find a new person to watch, and it's either a lady, a non-binary person, or somebody that's gay as hell with all sorts of rainbows and shit everywhere, and just LED lights, and just the most colorful room I've seen, and and they're playing some indie game. They're not playing Call of Duty. They're playing something that I've never heard of before in my life. And it's the funnest looking game I've ever seen. And it makes me want to play it. Yeah. I come back over here and I sit here and play this. A game that I've already played on my channel. If you include each iteration of it. Blue. Let's Go. Leaf Green. FireRed. plus the redos of some of those. Yeah. I honestly should be playing indie games. I should not be playing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over. That's what we should be doing on this channel, is playing indie games. If I'm being completely honest with you. I think my channel would do a lot better if I weren't always just playing the same Nintendo stuff over and over and over and over and over and over. But the fatigue has set in with me too, I'll tell you that much. I have super bad Nintendo fatigue right now. I am just so over their litigious nature. I'm so over playing the same franchises for 30 or 40 years. I am desperately dying to get out there and play new stuff I've never played before and have new experiences. And I just would feel super guilty if I did that tomorrow without finishing the games that we've started first. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of I'm pushing to finish the Pokemon stuff, the Power Wash Simulator, Majora's Mask. I want to wrap up all this stuff so that we can move on and play stuff that's brand new to us. That's going to be kind of something, you know, because like, let's see, it's April. We got the rest of April. It's already the 11th of April. Tomorrow I have to do a Patreon show that I missed doing yesterday. From there, I also need to finish Majora's Mask. Then we need to finish Pokemon FireRed. Then we need to finish Pokemon Silver that we started like an asshole. So I would very much like to play something besides Pokemon, but I feel obligated to finish what we started. Not that this isn't fun. This is fun to play. It's just all my channel has ever been. So I'm looking forward to playing stuff and things. But, yeah, it's, I don't know why the industry continues to sink. I forgot where I was going earlier when I went off on that rant. The reason I brought up the gaming industry and the Call of Duty and the Halo and stuff is because I think the gaming industry thought, the developers and the studios thought that that was how it was going to be forever. And the gaming scene has changed so rapidly since the early 2000s. You have a whole iPad generation of kids playing games now. Console sales aren't what they used to be. The global economy's in the toilet. AI is wreaking havoc on every industry. Pokemon cards have lost the plot and have gone completely insane, batshit insane. Pokemon seems to be on a failing trajectory of downward momentum as a franchise. Due to AI, at first it was Bitcoin and the price of graphics cards went way up and it was hard to get a graphics card. Now because of AI, it's fucking RAM. You can't find RAM anywhere. The price of chips have gone through the roof. It's not looking good in general right now for the entertainment industry. Hollywood's been bankrupt for a very long time. Video games are getting there. But I tell you, you know who is succeeding in the gaming world? Indie games, indie developers. Because it's a small team of people who've dedicated themselves and they pour their love, blood, sweat, and tears into it. They get on social media. They advertise their game on social media. They don't just put out one giant ad on a billboard in Times Square. They're, networking on social media. They're getting their name out there. Then there's word of mouth. You get one good YouTuber to play your indie game and then it spreads like wildfire. And if the game is good on its own merit, then of course everybody's going to learn about it and want to play it. You know how constantly I heard about Silk Song? Just Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song. Just over and over and over and over on a loop forever. People would shut the fuck up about it. So yeah, I think we're going to see a shift with the video game industry, because we're seeing one in Hollywood as it is. Movie theaters have completely died, and they're going to be gone before long. Streaming's taking control. But if the economy keeps getting worse, it's going to get to a point where people aren't going to pay for 27 streaming services either. That's going to die too. Then you're going to strictly be down to just YouTube and Twitch and things like that. Then what are you going to do? Late stage capitalism is a bitch. But, you know, going back to your original question, yes, indie games is the smartest place to plant your flag right now. They're the smartest thing to play. They're probably going to be the freshest and funnest thing for you to play. I would just turn a blind eye to major AAA titles unless they're super in your wheelhouse. Like if it's a franchise that you just absolutely cannot live without, you know. If it's your signature series, I understand, I get it. But no, I think everybody should be helping each other, especially in these trying times. We should be sharing as many indie games with one another online as we can, and being like, hey, did you know this game exists? No, I've never heard of it. Oh, it's really good. You should check it out. We need more of that, you know? We need more of that. Why the crying emoji? We need more indie games. Yeah. Well, you know, when we were growing up, it was, you know, things were a lot different. We could go watch a movie, a blockbuster, and it wouldn't have a negative effect on the world. We could play a major AAA game, and again, it wouldn't have a negative effect on the world. This day and age, everything is so bass-ackwards that it's that act of defiance, you know, of not buying those products and not consuming that media and not doing what they want you to do is kind of all you have left to do. My bald egg head. But, yeah, you know, we've been doing this now for going on 10 years. So much Mario and Pokemon and Metroid and Nintendo stuff. And I've been saying since year 5 on my channel, it's a problem. You know, and it's a me problem. Like, these are comfort games that I always sit here and play these comfort games. And it's because I have a weight problem and a sleep apnea problem. It's, you know, some days I wake up and I sit here and I stream for about an hour and I'm falling asleep the whole time on stream because I'm in really poor health IRL. So it's easier for me to not talk much, you know, especially since there's never an audience other than you. You know, you're usually the only one here, so I don't usually have to talk nonstop through a stream like other streamers do. And I can kind of sleepwalk my way through if we're playing something easy like Pokemon. You know, we're not playing something like Resident Evil where I'll die if I'm not super alert through the whole game. I could literally just set the controller down here and ramble like a lunatic for 10 minutes and I won't die because it's Pokemon. You can't do that in some games. So I've taken the easy route over the course of 10 years when it comes to streaming and playing games and making content on YouTube. But I think that I'm ready to challenge myself, and I think that I'm ready for us to break the mold, and I'm ready for us to try new things. So, my advice to you and to everybody else watching my content is to enjoy it while it lasts, because things are about to change. See you, folks.